Good plays, bad plays. Capturing the fall. OniviaLPLhighlights got them all. Every moment, every fight. OniviaLPLhighlights keep the fire alive.
It's over.
He misses the kill. There we say, misses the skittle. Tarzan gets the camp.
And the problem with the Scuttle Crab is you never quite know when it is going to dash that far up the lane. Xiao, who very low, has to flash. A flash auto would do it. Doesn't need it. Gets to jump away. Doesn't take aggro for more than a couple shots and still has the flash to work with. Bot lane we go to his X-Bear. He's pushing up the daisies. Deceased, gone to meet his maker. He is an X-Bear.
Oh, he goes down and sadly the execute.
To reset and actually straight back over towards the dragon. I do apologize. He misspoke in terms of where he was on the map, but still engaged in the bot lane. It's a big chunk onto Hope, but he turns around with a very large piercing arrow into a dredge line afterwards onto Light, who immediately has to cleanse, and there comes the Requiem. Thanks for the lane XP, and Croco gets a kill in a Dark Harvest proc.
Croco just farms bot lane and goes like that before. He's had on some of the Ezreal games so far in summer. He needs to have a really important game, but it's going to be hard. Croco against the wall, engaged onto.
Let's get engaged onto. Still has to flash and doesn't feel need to blow it yet. Kyle will flash well on the other side. Breathe will jump on that Nautilus, the Ignite down as well, and there's not that much further to go. Requiem coming on down, should bring down X-Bears. It's a 1-for-1 in terms of the supports. Breathe, now looking towards our lane. You can see a big chunk that Jack's got towards that top lane onto Light as well, who did have to cleanse.
While all this is happening, Shanks is pushing bot lane alone, so this was a 4v5 effectively in the top side. Yes, it was a bit split, but that's with the numbers that we're fighting with. Tarzan going towards the grubs, can still look to try and take this. Teleport in, but also Shanks is coming.
Breathe without the dominance as well makes this one tricky, and Xiao, who goes towards the mid lane. Still going to be in a bit of a contest around these grubs. First one taken, interestingly, by Hope. Continue to fight. Everyone's respawned. We go again.
Here we go. Kyle, no flash, doesn't have his ult either. Tarzan
gets on in. There's that scorch and some searing damage comes on through. Still another 1-for-1 as X-Bear goes on in. I think it is bear hunting season. It feels like dying a few times. They will, however, secure the grubs they need.
Yeah, as we saw this play earlier. What the heck happened there? Oh, yeah, this Light survivor dragon. I was wondering why that picked of regularity on the game.
Yeah, Faded Ashes into the Malignance. He knows that we want to do. He's got the farm speed up, and then it's all about hitting R as often as you can. Towards top lane we go. In comes the dive. Lots of slicing, dicing, and culling of the meat. And Jax really wishes he had a real weapon right now.
Breathe has been such a monster in this lane. We said it's Jax, legendary. Breathe on the Renekton, on any kind of bruiser champion, requires respect as well. It's going to be first turret taken down in topside. They have the 5 grubs. And the individual advantage for this Renekton is
very happy to follow him in on some of those dives. Light was very happy to get involved there and press the R button briefly to come killer instincting in.
He's really put himself back on the equation again. Okay, Harold's going to put down bot side as well, with the other mid laner, Xiao, who should be able to get the goal from this. Maybe a kill onto Arlen.
Will hop away, but he's still slowed down, and with damage, that will be forced to flash towards the top side. Shanks claims that tier 1, so it will be a trade, but there's a Herald to work with. Tarzan re-emerges, or and they might be able to get the whole thing here, honestly.
They have the 5 grubs, and they got an AD carry hitting on it, so AL, despite that early game going so well for them, find themselves even in gold going...
Looking for that flank angle, but Kyle was there and ready to body block that very angry Crocodile.
AL, they're not into the river just yet. They're using that wall of pain to give some of their extra kind of vision control. They've lost mid lane wave. Hope's not in position. They could be in a bad position now.
X-Bear goes on forwards, trying to be the #1 predator in North America. Breathe now pops the Dominus. And the hungry hippo turns into a very angry Crocodile, as we mentioned before. There'll be a Requiem that does very little here. And kill on the jungler, back away to the dragon. Weibo Gaming.
Really clean punish. I mean, you see, Hope goes to clear mid wave. There's no Varus there. No ultimate to go change anything else. Breathe teleports immediately back mid lane, stop the response.
Ruthless Predator can begin to get a lot of damage down, but Breathe has actually gone very deep. He's gone too deep. Huge shutdown going the way of Hope, but there is the R from Light. Continuing to try and auto. Flash on forwards. Flash forwards in turn. Trying to get onto Light, but Kyle will not save his own life. Burning down to the brand. Not quite dead. The piercing arrow goes down onto Tarzan, who's now in danger himself, has to flash on out.
D teams, which have been struggling, really starting to find form. Invictus Gaming, the worst team in the group, they stepped up earlier today. Weibo, the most inconsistent team.
It's happened twice.
And if I was a rock band that needed change, I'd be a Nickelback. And we'll see how AL reminded Weibo of their own power in this game.
Well, they're going to be playing out like they're animals. The Crocodile in particular, a very dangerous one, but it is, in fact, Light that gets a hold of that. back away. If everyone cared about these references, we'd be in a much better place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to be the kill. Oh, no, and it turns out it was Xbear's last day around that Baron. So there's at least one kill back, and it's going to be... I mean, that's an ult. Of that. Even-ish fight on the top side, getting the Dragon AL. I think that ult at the end from Croco, for me, does work out.
I'm sure they know.
Good damage from the Leandry's Brand, that means AL. They need to be contesting this well and truly. They're not in position right now. Shanks would have to teleport it.
Alright, Xbear goes on to the Nautilus. Not the easiest option. The Chains of Corruption will be avoided. All the while, though, Shanks gets a tier 2 and then teleports in. Arlen using the Hex Gates to find a flank angle, and Weibo Gaming. Xbear's ultimate's about to run on out, and that is no longer the toughest steak to fry. Looking medium rare and ready for serving. Breathe! Breathe is last. Nothing more in the oxygen tank. Tarzan goes on forwards, but unfortunately, he's looking more like Jojo the Jungle, flashes on forwards and splats into a tree. And they'll get the entire team and run right back to Baron. Oh, Weibo Gaming, it was looking so good. His own Dragon started.
He can teleport in at any time he wants. Dragon getting completely exploded. Anyone's legend, the Karthus is Tristana. Take that one while the top lane fracas is happening. Ala getting control of this matchup now. Level up on Breathe. As we said, feels like the window of time for the Renekton. That early game into the mid game has now elapsed. AL have control.
Just feels like Weibo Gaming aren't marathon runners. They can't break through that wall of pain. Continue
through
to...
here. And, yeah, we'll try this. Okay, we'll try that. Sorry, folks. So this is what ended up happening through, though.
There you go. Engage comes on through Karthus pressing R. Tarzan goes down, and Shanks gets another kill. And that looks like it probably was the end of the game. Good little fight in the mid lane, an overforce from Weibo, who are in Desperation Street anyway.
Comes through, but sadly enough, does feel like Weibo couldn't see it out into the late game.
That looks to be the way. Now with the mid and jungle gone, the towers get sieged on into Breathe. Has Hysterix popped alongside his health bar, and Light unfortunately dwindles away as Arlette steps on forward. Shanks gets the rocket jump again, and anyone's legend, a little bit interesting in that mid game. But once things came online, a good dragon fight, and it was right back in their favor all over again.
Good plays, bad plays. Capturing the fall. OniviaLPLhighlights got them all. Every moment, every fight. OniviaLPLhighlights keep the fire.
Very tough spot in Group D. It means that it feels like Ultra Prime will have the last hurrah, potentially qualifying as essential, because they have that 2-0 head-to-head over Weibo in their own series. If it goes even on games to the game, honestly, probably one-shot you from right now if he gets the best trade.
Begin to unbind his soul and look for Mortal Steel. The wave comes crashing on through, draws some lines in the sand, and Shouts down about a third HP.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Xbear's going in.
We'll go on in, but here comes Tarzan, and the next impact, do some damage. There's a suppression after the flash away from Croco. Does buy some time. Kyle will flash forward to get a W in and get the stun onto Light. There's the return of the Fate Sealed, though, and the tree is felled very swiftly. Croco now coming on over. Another edge of Ixtal coming on forward. But that's the Yana ability. It's the Ixtal impact. I'll remember that one of these days. Croco overheated and unable to impact this game like the Scorpion has been doing. We'll finally throw out some more harpoons, and anyone's legend just lose out big time. Third charge into a wall. Third ability to get involved, and Weibo Gaming walk away with 3.
Great engage in the bot side river from Weibo. There's another dragon potential fight coming up now.
Zeke's convergence completed for Tarzan, gone towards that very cheap item to really empower your ultimate. Breathe with the teleport in, gets a huge angle onto the backline. Hope in danger, and Hope dies. Breathe will be traded for it, though. That will be the 1-for-1. Tarzan comes careening through a wall with his E, and the Excel impact will not find anybody else. Do trade out in the solo lanes to a fair amount of gold. Will, however, still trade the second dragon. Weibo Gaming a much better early game.
Maybe the teleport would have changed things, but they were not. They didn't have all their ducks in a row.
Nope.
Typically, AL have been very good at pulling through that. Well, Xbear's just dead.
Yeah, likely is. The Rel goes crashing on down, but even Ferromancy and a bit of magic not going to save you this time around. A kill going the way of Hope.
We've had a lot of rookie supports come up in the LPL recently. Vampire, Niket, Feather last year, and of course Xbear joining that roster of rookie AD carries coming up, not AD carries, supports coming up as well. Doesn't quite land the mark on that one, despite his good series. Breathe, not stopped.
Teleport coming on through. Xiao will have the ultimate. Kyle will throw down the eye himself now. Xiao, who in danger, doesn't have anything like Merc Treads. That's just a lot of CC. You can't Spirit Rush out of death.
What is Xiaohu doing teleporting in there? He throws away his early advantage. Breathe likely to die as well. Has a hook shot, but no extra damage.
Give you the advice a lot of doctors will give you: just breathe through it. There's nothing to be done about the pain. 2 kills towards AL
well,
at the top.
Another down moment for such a legendary player. This happened before. Expert trying to walk in and get some extra save. But he ends up getting that kill down there as well. Important for him. Light is in a good spot on the Ashe.
Breathe. About to potentially be jumped on here. Kyle's coming on up, but there is still the Fate Seal just shy of catching Breathe out. Still, the damage is real! Shanks Breathe!
The blades come out. There's a big collapse on top side now.
There comes the long cats going on forwards. I've seen a pillar or two shaped like that. Tarzan now being jumped out of the Scorpion, pulled out of the ultimate, but the damage back is still pretty huge. Gonna go down, gets his Z's convergent that just doesn't do anything. His equalizer comes on down and the light burning out. A flash for the Q3 doesn't quite work out, and there is the Magnus Orb into a stun. And that's a little deep, Alec.
Okay, so 1 for 1. Tarzan goes down. Xiao, who has flash, has 2 ult charges left. I was wondering if he could follow up any more. Yes, they can!
Ooh, more damage comes on through. Expert gets on in. Hope burning down. Not quite dead. And they get some more damage. Shanks with a Spirit Cleave and a Soul Unbound. Drags a few people to the underworld with his own swords. He's still going. Breather's here. The Hextech Ultimatum. And he's still alive. Contest and then get over towards the Heralds. That stops Soul Point from Weibo too.
This is going to be really difficult now from Weibo because you were in your point of pass. A great ultimate from Kyle.
Tarzan's still going to flash through a phenomenal Impale, though. Is there going to be enough follow-up? Everybody from Weibo coming on into play, but the turnaround with the burn from a Ziggs and a Rumble is pretty damn huge. More damage comes on through. Ale will come on to get a double.
And even then, when Weibo get the huge combo from Expert, they get the huge Rumble all over the top of that too. The damage is utterly disgusting.
They try to turn onto Crocker, but he gets so much work before he goes down, and Ala's there as well. And
not quite what you want. And now AL, they get to now, after winning the skirmishes, walk up with the Ziggs, claim all these turrets, and Weibo are going to lose so much more gold the next time they go for a fight. It's going to get even worse.
It's the bear in the forest here, perhaps looking to find an angle in, but the ults come flying. Light will cleanse. Tarzan gets an ultimate down, but it's only onto Kyle, who is not perhaps the easiest target. As the Mega Inferno comes and drops a lot of hot honey on a lot of people. That's a very scary bee. Get on out with a tier 2 to their name, Charm, but it's only really onto Cassante, who eats, here we are. Dragon being started, another one towards anyone's legend. You know what this Yone needs at 2.5 items, including the QSS, we were kind of been musing on today as an item that's really rising in power. Okay, well, the Baron started on up and overcome Weibo Gaming. Tarzan on the Skarner with a flash with the ability to burrow through some walls. Could theoretically get on in and steal this, and do anyone's legend want to look for the play? Tarzan, that was a whiff. I saw that Impale go short, and now the turnaround comes on through. The ultimate delayed. Maokai makes it so easy to land an Inferno Bomb, a Fate Seal, an Equalizer. And there's just too much damage, too much frontline on Weibo Gaming.
They committed their teleports to go towards the Baron. They couldn't even go across the map and try and get themselves across map instead. AL.
Shanks is able to, like, you know, throw money around at this point.
So, Weibo up against the ropes. As we said, if they lose 2-0 here, qualify. I think, no, if they won 2-0 in the last play, they could do that. So it's still, they don't go out here, but it makes it very difficult.
Tarzan was trying to find a flank option, but unfortunately runs into a lot of members of AL. I get what you're going for. It's desperation angles, a clock, but
in the mud. And it feels like AL, they've managed to rise above it. They've been the one team which look like they've really discovered and very cleanly played through the style they want to play. I'm excited for this team. They look like they are really dominant coming out of this group, and they just need to do the victory lap here to seal it off.
Goes the ultimate. The cats come crashing along. The Nature's Grasp are doing its work. Expert taken low. Breathe forced away. No way they get to wave clear that. Xiaohu on a flank angle, still 3 seconds on Tarzan spawning. And anyone's legend is by the numbers. Ale flashing on forwards, can't quite get what he was looking for. But either way, still looking for a bit more as Shanks.
The Ashe arrow hit onto Shanks, but they couldn't follow up.
And of course, he's got the Jack Show and Mountain Dragons. It's pretty hard to find serious work here on these frontliners, and I think unfortunately Yone is beginning to count as a frontliner, which should alarm Weibo Gaming.
Especially with the QSS, it's so hard to get the Kyle. Not as tanky though.
They're gonna run him down. They just can't keep chasing. Ziggs just stands and delivers and turns into a turret.
And then Kyle, he still has that Warmog, so they're going to stop that recall. They can't walk up and do that much more than that. Breathe.
I don't think he's going to be breathing all that much longer. All out goes Ale. Perhaps is wishing there's a different kind of drink available to him. Sorrow's not able to be quenched right now as Tarzan Gets the ultimate off.
Kyle?
Flash on in from Kyle to try and get a kill. It's a 1-for-1 right now. Breathe in the Hextech ultimate and will not survive. X-Bear now being run down by a very hungry man with a pair of Antofos. The slow from Light with the volley might be enough to keep his support alive.
So Weibo, they try and... So, Dragon down, Baron up in a minute. Hope, no flash, and that Satchel's not great.
Good stopwatch, though. Means Tarzan's ultimate is immediately nullified. Breathe. Then teleport on in. Can't get towards the backline option. Will try and get towards the wave instead of Zale. Drags Tarzan over the wall. Looking for Q3. Shanks gets another kill. And both solo laners find one apiece. Breathe in a 1 versus 3. Desperate to get something. Will Hextech ultimate him. But I don't think your letters are particularly strongly worded. Oh, scissor legs, Karen. Down you go. And anyone's legend can start to walk through the mid lane, trying to get something with Xiaohu, but can't even get a kill onto there.
Charm over the wall does nothing. Hope has teleport, and I think they might have just put Weibo again back down into the bottom of the table, into the scrum for that last spot.
Don't think they count as just anyone's legends anymore. They're looking like LPL legends in the making. They have been monstrous in this group. This split has been a statement indeed. They want to prove that they are one of the very best in the league. They want to prove that they will be competing, not just for the Ascension stage when they get there soon enough, but maybe towards the top end of that group and worlds beyond as well.
There were some bright moments.